And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to share my screen with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's get up the top there. Okay, share screen. Dunk. Fantastic. Okay, so cool, great. So you can see this, right?
Yep, I can see your screen, dude.
Okay, cool. So now I've got these two guys up here, bang, and let me do this.
Jesus Christ, that's not Steve Irwin, is it?
No, it's not. Okay, so this is your blocking version 2. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so this is blocking version 2. Here we go. Now, a couple of things straight up. Okay. First thing is that there's a little bit of a funny slowdown for this. Okay, it's a bit of a funny slowdown. Right there. In that it seems to artificially, it seems to slow down a little too much, right? Because I understand that he's dipping down and he flies back up, but what happens here is he just kind of slows down a little too much, right? So,
all right.
And it might be nice to have, you know, a flap at the beginning or something like that. But anyway, that's by the by. So
at the beginning, like, you know, right at the very beginning.
Yeah. So I'm going to make some suggestions here that's going to really piss you off and make your life difficult, okay?
Fuck James, alright, hit me.
Show me your reference. I want to see your reference to the landing on the back feet. Because I've seen that reference, and Mike, it's not working, mate.
The Tiger high jump?
Yes.
You don't like that reference?
It is not working, no. It is not.
All right.
And the whole thing is that, you know, there's so much other fantastic fucking reference, like all this stuff here, right, on the side. So you've got this stuff. You've got this stuff here, which is just gold. Look at this. Boom, bang. And if I was to, you know, do this from here, right, and let me go into this and go, where's my... Alright, boom, this. Let me put that up there. If I was to grab this and just go print screen, boom. Like this. Oops. Like this, and then go right. You've got all the reference that you're ever going to need. Right there, okay? And so getting this bit here, so when it comes in, because the thing is that this bit, the landing here, that there's, and I understand that you're just blocking it out and you're trying to get all the pacing here, and which leads me into my second point, and that is, it's all, you know, and I know that I said it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, in the meeting yesterday, but there are bits where you can actually bang, take 1, 2, 3, hold 2, 3, beat 2, 3, right? So that right now everything is playing like comes in.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same pacing.
Yep, dunk, 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 and then nothing. And the thing is that for me, animating is more than just setting keys, because all you've done here at this stage, and even with your blocking, it's because the thing you should be doing with your blocking is creating the space later on to then actually put in some magic or to fill something out, and that's not happening here. Is you haven't left yourself any space for anything at all, right? So when he comes into land, you're getting this thing here, so it comes in and goes bonk, bonk, and then now he's kind of artificially having to move forwards. and also the way that he lands.
Yeah, it's clunky there.
Yeah, I mean it's and you can continue to fight it, but you're going to be pushing shit uphill on this one, mate. And I say cut your losses right now, and get up to this bit here. So boom, like this. So he goes, so he swoops in, and in fact, this is probably the easiest thing to change through here is the actual trajectory of it, and that would be he comes in like this, and then actually what you could do is go shunk, and then this landing here, he gets to there, and then he just tucks up and falls from this point here. So at frame 205, let's say 205. So he goes whoompa, whoompa, and then drop. So you don't have this third one in. He just drops. Okay.
And then as he drops, he drops his, like, he'll have a pitch change as he drops his shoulders, and that'll be cool. Like that won't look like a weird weight. That'll be cool.
Well, you've obviously got to work the weight into it, because the thing with this as well is that all this bit here, as his wings are flapping, there's absolutely zero lateral movement or vertical movement on here, and you want to have that in there as well, because obviously every single time he puffs the wings, you're going to have a kick up and a kick up. So it's going to drop, kick up, and then it's going to kick up, then he lets go and drops. And the way to do it is, because what you're doing is you're really, really leaning back on the haunches. What you can do here is you just push the head forward. Okay, so you push the head forward, drop the shoulders, and then that's gonna kind of get his front limbs moving down first. Okay.
All right.
Because if you go over here and you look at this, donk, and then you've got the walk off. I mean, the walk off is just really easy. Bonk bonk. I mean, you've got so much reference. I mean, there's a ton of reference, and I saw this in the reference folder as well. And I just wish people would actually learn how to use a fucking camera. It just drives me insane, right?
Yeah, I put that in there, dude.
Is this your camera work?
No, it's not my camera work. It's just something I do.
Okay. Okay, now this is the other thing. This bit here, I mean, this is just fucking stunning reference. Boom, watch this. When he steps up, and even having a couple of little steps beforehand, okay? So, I mean, the things I want to cover here is, number one, that back leg and landing like that, it's just killing you, mate. It's killing you. And it's clunky, and just cut it loose and land with the front. And the whole point is just match your reference, because you got fucking amazing reference here, and you'd be foolhardy not to use it, right? Absolutely foolhardy not to use it. And then when he comes in, boom. So then, because the whole point about this is that you haven't got any space here for the impact and the compression or what have you.
Yeah, he needs to have kind of like a walk off, and then maybe a small pause, I guess.
Yeah. So then, same thing here. As he's driving along here, he doesn't have to just. I mean, the thing is that if you actually landed here, and then gave him a little space to kind of skip or just to the compression. So the compression when he lands, and then he gets up, he scratches off that. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. In fact, that's your best bit, right? Boom. That's okay. But then as he gets up here, his steps are really, really, really tiny. And so now he's got a ton of little steps in there when he's a big, he's a big, what am I trying to say, a graceful creature. And he's going ding, 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 ding. So you could take one of those steps out and make the steps a lot bigger.
Okay. I was kind of thinking he was leaning towards a precipice, that he might have been a little more, like careful, like smaller steps, but I think it's working.
Yeah, and you're right. Okay, you're right. But the thing is that these steps up here are really, really small. And that's the whole point, is that if you're going to have these tiny steps in here, that's fine, but you've got to make something a little bit different up here. Otherwise, they're all the same. right?
Mm.
So he's going little dinky dink dink steps up here, and then dink 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 steps here, and so there's no difference, there's no change in it. So it doesn't feel like he's getting up to the edge and going, okay, so now I'm kind of prepping my back legs and getting into position, because it's all the same. It's all the same pacing.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can. I noticed that before.
Yeah.
I thought you might say something about it, to be honest. But that's cool. That's that's just confirmed my thoughts on the matter anyway.
Yeah. And then this bit here. So he gets in there, and it'd be nice if he just paused it. Right? Just paused it for a moment. Because the whole point is, see, I mean, watch the way that the tiger gets up here, right? The tiger gets up, and then it goes prep, 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 dunk. So there's still a little prep, 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 bang. And you don't have that here. Because what she just goes, walks up, boom. Is that your prep? He's already gone. And there's, you haven't even, there's not even time to breathe. It's literally, bang, and he goes. And the whole point about all of this is you're trying to put some naturalistic movement into it. Okay, you're not stringing walk cycles together. You're actually trying to create a character and make it believable and lifelike. And if I was to, I know this is still blocking, but you need to have those spaces in the animation to allow it to breathe, to actually put life into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then he comes in, and also get used to when you're doing your blocking, is actually your best steps here is that step there and then that step there. They're your two best steps. And the whole reason for it is your right leg as it lifts up actually lifts up. And the whole point with blocking is that you actually want to really get a good idea already in your, not so much in your head, but it should be all the base poses and the base timings and the base movements for everything. So get your Y in the middle. So get the Y up when the foot lifts and all that sort of stuff, rather than just dragging it forward. And then that's the reason why I say it's this step here. Actually, it's that step there, and then that step there. They're all really dinky steps. And then you've got these two steps up here that are very, very small, and then you've got these other really small steps, and they're not actually, he's not actually stepping, and so it's hard to start looking at anything else if you're not even getting, if you haven't got the weight right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because before you start prepping it and before you start adding any kind of details of anything, you have to get the weight right, because what's going to happen is you're going to go in there, you're going to work on the details, and you're going to get some beautiful tail work, and you're going to do some other stuff with the wings, but it's not going to mean anything because the weight's not right.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
so like maybe for that bit where he goes from the high ledge I'll bring it up on my screen so I can actually give you frame numbers. So like maybe like frame, we're looking at like frame 327, where he's at the top there.
Yeah.
And then so then maybe instead of like going dink, 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 he just kind of like does a, almost like a tiny jump down, like maybe what you would expect after a big leap, but just a much smaller version thereof. So like a tiny leap, which will spice up the, the timing and stuff onto the crouching rock, and then a much longer pause there. You reckon that'd work better?
Sure.
Or is that, or I should go with steps, but just more deliberate steps?
Oh, look, I think you still need to get these steps at the front to be more deliberate. I mean, that's, doesn't matter what you're doing over the back here. If you don't actually fix up those steps through here, you're still going to have the same issue. If you want to get to that and just make a little step down, like a little bit more of a, so rather than taking this step and then this step to this step, what he does is he just goes steps all the way down to there. Fine. I mean, that's okay. But then when he gets to here, you want to hold for a full beat. So for maybe 30 frames, maybe even 36 frames at this point here, just to kind of get into place, and then bonk, like that. And what I'd also say is get rid of all this rock underneath him, so it actually looks like he's trying to jump over something, rather than otherwise he'd just step down. So get rid of that rock completely. So there's actually a crevasse that he's got to go through or over, right? So when
yeah, there's
lands,
a little one. It's just not. I guess it's just not reading. I gotta fix it up a bit. I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Read better.
And then look at this reference here, over here. So this reference that I've got up here, watch. Bonk. Nice. And then that's where he stops and that's where he roars. And just literally, once again, match this reference because it's just fucking gold. Bonk. Like that. And when you do it with this, just slow it down a lot. Slow the target down by 25%, and that'll give you a slightly bigger creature, right? Because I know
this shot's going to get real long, man. Which is like, should I be concerned about that, or you think I can handle a bit longer shot?
Well, I know that you've got this bit over here, and this is what you were actually referencing before, isn't it? This is the one that you're referencing, watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I can see that that's what you're referencing. The thing, though, is that this is still, it's very mechanical as it comes through here. So even when he lands, I'm looking at the way this guy lands here. And so if I step through it, boom, 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 it comes in, and then watch. As he lands, yep, you've got the two there, you've got the back legs, and that's 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you've got a third step after this. 3, right? But when I play yours, it goes your 1, 2, this one here, bonk, the 1, 2. It's not, the timing's not the same as this, and also there's no step afterwards. There's no front forward step afterwards, and that's the thing that's killing you, because it's just, I mean, this is obviously very naturalistic because we're actually watching something. And if you're gonna use this as a reference, then use it as a reference.
A second jump is okay to use as reference, or should I go with the longer one with the more steps and stuff?
I prefer the longer one with the more steps. But
right.
if you actually match this one though, Mike, if you go through and you seriously put a card up behind this and you just match the fucker, like literally rotomate it, it's gonna look so much better. Right? And no one cares. You know, no one gives a shit how you do it. But get the timing off this, right? Get the timing off this. And you need that, and you definitely need that third step. Okay, you need that third step. The other thing is, I know that you're just blocking at this stage. Just watch, you know, things completely blocking out like this.
Yeah, I've left those controllers behind on the rock there.
Yeah, sure.
You can see that IK just totally hopping out.
Yeah. Now the other thing is, look at the way that the shoulders compress. Boom, there.
So you get all this stuff in blocking. Like, you don't consider this as part of first pass anim. This is you put all this stuff in block. I
do, but like I said beforehand, I do it in a very, very simple way that, I mean, you saw the way that I did the animation yesterday, where I literally, with literally 5 keys, was able to give the creature weight and turning and everything else. And that's all. I mean, that's all you need is that, and it's literally when you get up here is to get that shoulder, the whole shoulder, when it hits, just to get a bit of a kick forward. So that, you know, you get a compression on it, and then in the back hips you get a little bit of a kick up. So then you get a concave in the backs, or the compression, or sorry, convex in the back in the compression, and then he lands. And I do all of that in the blocking because it's all about weight. You got to feel the weight in the blocking, and then you go in, and because if you're not feeling the weight in the blocking, that's when you start adding frames, and that's when you start subtracting frames. But that's before you have a lot of keys around it. And if you don't put that in the blocking, and then you start trying to put other bits in on top of it, trying to subtract frames or add frames at that point becomes very difficult.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. But yeah, so they're my key points, and they are, yeah, make him land with his front legs. Like, you know, we
Yeah, I
tried
was
it.
thinking with that. It's like I see I've got him like landing on like on a angle there. Like maybe I should have him sort of land up higher on the top of that thing, and then he's got a bit of room to like walk off. Because like the staging of the rock that he goes across is like, I think the staging in the camera is pretty cool. So instead of like pulling all that shit forward, I put the landing back and then give him a few steps to that place.
So rather than him landing
Like
here,
where he's like
he
you can
lands
kind
up
of
here.
see like up the top, yeah, and then like maybe he takes a couple of steps along there and then comes down.
I agree.
Would that?
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Yes, but still try landing with his front legs first.
Yeah, cool, man. I'll do that. Look, if it's not working, fine. Like I gave it a shot. Cool.
Mm.
We'll go a different direction.
Yeah, because it's just killing you, mate. And like I said, if you had really good reference, I would say by all means please use it. Okay, and then match it. And the reason why I say that is because I've got some stuff here. For example, if I go into Boom, let's see if I can find it. Hang on, let me see. Blast ILM HK. Okay, so let me show you this. Details, doc. Okay, so this thing here, right? So this motion here, what I did was I went in and I went. Let me see if I've got my reference. Okay, so this was. So this is the reference, and this is actually me. I've actually filmed it, so let me see if I can find it. Hang on. And so what I did was kitchen fight rough. Turn around JB. Is that it? Okay, so that's kind of what it becomes, right? But I had this, which was fuck. Let's see if I can find it. Sign JB. I can't find it, but I actually filmed myself. So I filmed myself, and this was, with all the steps and everything else, right? And so I just matched myself throwing this other guy around, and then what I ended up doing was I did this version here, where I just added a little bit more punch to it, gave everyone a little bit more distance, and then it kind of goes to here, And so that's the sort of thing that you want to be doing with this. Is that with the dragon, you want to basically get the timing right, and so you've got all the timing in there and whatnot, and then that's when you start putting in more weight and whatnot. But you have to get the timing right at the beginning.
Yeah,
and
cool,
and that's where the reference really comes into play. I wish I could find this reference for you, because it's relatively hokey reference, but you'll totally see it.
Why don't you just do a search for reference in your little search bar?
It's not called reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, you see this? That's me rotomating some dude getting up. Yeah, that's an early take on that one. But yeah, so I use reference all the time. It does come in handy because once you've actually got the decent timing on it, that's when you can start looking at it and going, right, now I'm going to start putting in some magic and it's going to start looking really good.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep. All right, man. That's really good stuff. That's heaps of stuff, man. I've got so much fucking work to do, which is fine. Yeah, cool, man. Thank you for not just kind of giving me an email or whatever, but showing me some reference and all that jazz. I definitely appreciate it.
Sure. Mate, I know it's going to be great. Okay, I know it's going to be great, and it's going to look fantastic on your reel. Okay, but what I didn't want to see is you going down the wrong path too much, and then all of a sudden going, fuck, no, I don't have enough time to change it. So let's kill the babies now and let's do it.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I wanted to show you and get stuff now, because I was starting to feel like, okay, well, from this point on, I would be tempted to put in details. I'm like, yeah, but I could tell it wasn't right, man. I could tell that, the timing and stuff just wasn't there. So, all right, cool, man. I got heaps of shit to do. Maybe I'll have an update by the end of tomorrow. I don't know. All right, take it easy, man. What are you up to tonight? You gonna chill out Friday night?
Yeah, I'm going
out with some friends.
I'm going to meet Sam in town right now, in fact, and we're going to go see the Kingsman. Saw Jupiter Ascending yesterday.
Okay. Thoughts?
It's not as bad as everyone makes out.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I haven't seen it. But like, fucking, it's god awful.
Actually, no. It was quite spectacular to see. It was just a big shambling mess, admittedly, and there were definitely a number of different characters that could have been quite easily flushed from the entire project, and no one would have given a shit. And for me, you want to see good storytelling, you go back to Terminator or Terminator 2, and all of a sudden you go, there's someone who fucking understands story and understands how to piece a narrative together and also create character at the same time. Whereas these guys, I mean, visually it's stunning, but at one point you're like, who are these people again, and who the fuck is that, and why am I watching this? So yeah, it had
looked very much like Space Twilight to me. Like when I looked at the trailer, it's like, this is Space Twilight.
I know, it's so much better than Twilight. Let me tell you, it's so much better than Twilight, but that's not saying much.
That's not saying anything. It's like, yeah. That's better than Twilight, man. I've done like After Grog Bogs that were better than Twilight, man.
Exactly.
Still a better story. Still a better love story than Twilight.
I know, right? Anyway, I would say if you really wanted, if you wanted to get high and go see it, because it is pretty impressive on the big screen, by all means do it, okay. But otherwise don't.
Get baked. Yeah, I might just go to my Swedish friends. The ones with the peg legs and the parrots on their shoulders.
Perfect.
They're back up and running again, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can't keep those guys down.
Excellent. Mate, gotta go.
Yeah, cool. Just one quick question. So this video recording, will that just show up in my inbox, or what's the deal with that? Because
I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you, okay?
All right. Okay. Cool. Thanks, man.